Hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome. I am here to talk about our approach to humanities. And to build on what Aleka said, our approach to humanities begins with the students. So a lot of schools will say that they are student-centered. We certainly are. We are student-driven, and that is something that really feeds into the idea of personalized learning. We look at not only what the student needs, but what the student wants. And that builds in this idea of enjoying and being engaged in the curriculum. Best way to sort of discuss that would be to talk about some individual students that we have right now. And we have a number of students who have asked for different books to be read or to explore different areas. And we are able to, because of our class sizes and the flexibility of our program, to meet those needs. One such student, as we were moving into studying Norse mythology, said, I have a book and I've been wanting to read it. As it turned out, it was a fantastic book on Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman. So I switched up what we were going to do because we knew that not only did he want to read it and he had the book, but because of his enthusiasm for the book, it moved to the other students as well. So through that study, it turned out that he was getting more and more passionate about reading in general. And as he got more passionate and curious about what the higher level English and literature group was doing. And I said to him, well, if you are that interested, would you be moving up a level? Because you're capable of it, you're going to have to work hard. And it's going to be a stretch, but it is also going to be something that I think you'll find very rewarding. And he was very interested, and he said, well, what are they studying? And we talked about it. And then he said, do you think I can do it? And we talked about that. And then he wanted to talk it over with his parents. And we had time during his regular class to explore these ideas. And then he said, the middle school fear, what happens if it's too hard? What will I do? And that was easy. We are a flexible program. If it's too hard, we'll make it work. We'll make it work for you. We'll make it work for your family. And we will fill what you need. As it turned out, he moved up that level. And I have been amazed at the jump in his written expression and his oral discussions and arguments and his reading comprehension, all because he decided he was ready. It wasn't like, we're just going to move you because I feel it's right. No, this was a community discussion where he felt brave and scared and grew. And then he had the mentoring of these students in this upper level English, because again, we're a small community. They embraced him and they wanted to help. They wanted to see him succeed because he's their friend. And his growth has been remarkable and inspiring. So that's really what personalized learning is. Personalized learning is, what do you need and how can we fill that and help you be the best you? So that's one example, but we do that for every student. We have the ability to move and regroup. And that's something that's particularly special. You won't find many schools online or offline who will regroup after a 6-week session because they see the needs of the students and how those needs marry with other students in that class. Because as much as we can encourage and inspire, students together and encourage and inspire each other. So we really play with those personalities and to excellent results. Our approach to personalized learning comes in 2 ways in the humanities department: project-based learning and making connections, or place-based learning when we are on campus. So project-based learning occurs when you have an idea of creating a large project that is often multidisciplinary. And it is not just a one-day project. It's not a one and done. We have a structure, a plan, many due dates, and a rubric that carries them along the way, mentor texts, which all they are just examples of how we would like to see the project shown or performed or written, so that they're not just operating in a vacuum. And then this engages them in many ways, because a project tends to be something that they can show. It's authentic publication. So they can create a video that they show to their friends. They can write a myth or a short story that then gets put in a PowerPoint that gets shown. Or We can do a project when we're on campus and have a show, a demonstration, a symposium, as you will find out more from Jo later on in her science department, which she does with her project-based learning. But these are all ways that the kids aren't just creating something that goes into an email, sent to the teacher, and then it disappears. It is something that is lasting, it is shared, and it is admired, and it's tangible. So if they want to show it to their families, they've got something that's significant. And it's engaging because it's not, we don't just write an essay. For example, one project that we were working on after we'd finished our Shakespearean project was we were going to learn about sonnets. So we start from Shakespeare, and then we move to the Italian sonnets, and we move to the Spenserian sonnets in this particular class. And we had a 3-point project, which was basically studying the sonnets, learning about the authors and the writers, deconstructing the sonnets, looking at what was similar, what was different, writing the sonnets, our own version, writing these sonnets in the manner of, and then adding a level of, write a pastoral sonnet in that way, and then submitting these sonnets to a national contests, the Scholastic Arts and Writing Contest, which is one of the oldest writing contests in the country, in America. And we were fortunate enough, even though we were a tiny, tiny school, to have one of our young women win the gold key, which, if you can imagine, 3,000 applicants. She was one of very few who had whose work had risen to the top, and she won the gold key, and she was delighted. And as we were just discussing, there will be the awards of the gold key coming here in Boston next weekend. So we hope to go see her award and see her poem on display, her sonnet on display. So that's a very exciting thing. And that's just one example of what is a program that seeks to see the magic and the talent in each individual child and promote it. In doing this, we also expand the world for them, as Aleka had said, in making connections. We are fortunate. We get to go to France, and we get to explore places in the United States. And in making these connections, we immerse the students in the local culture. And this is used as a foundation for all of the disciplines. The beauty of this is place-based learning builds independence, confidence, and self-reliance. It's basically your intro to growth mindset. We go into a culture, they may not speak the language well, and you can imagine how well, when we were in France, how much use they get out of their French language studies, where they actually get authentic use out of a language. It's not just an abstract concept. So we have, we go and we go explore the areas. We try to tie them into our projects. One of my groups was studying Gothic literature, so getting to tour a town that had beautiful palaces and cathedrals in the manner of Gothic architecture was a terrific connection. Being in a chateau, as we are discussing ghosts and the possibility of all of the elements of Gothic literature, when you have this incredible, inspiring surrounding that, could have been a place where the story was written, really helps students to connect to what they are studying and what they are reading. It is a wonderful school. We have a great opportunity here for many different kinds of learners, because we're all committed to making sure that they are inspired and engaged every day.